Welcome to day 4. Now let us look at certain hurdles for cooking. Many people come up with their own reasons saying that they have some obstacles, some hurdles for cooking. And we will address one by one because we don't think that there is any hurdle that can stop somebody to take care of their own health. Okay, so we will look at it one by one.
So few people say that they don't have time for cooking. So what to do about them?
We can easily address this because there are ways wherein you can plan your meals properly, well in advance. Things like you can cut the vegetables and store them very safely in the refrigerator for weeks together. So suppose if you want to plan for the entire week's food, you can do that. Just that you need to spend a little bit more time while planning, but then that will save much of your time during the week because you don't have to spend more than 15 to 20 minutes or maximum 30 minutes for cooking, and that is worth it because end of the day you are cooking for yourself. And we have some great ideas as to how one can save time for cooking. You can also plan the simple recipes and one pot dishes wherein you don't have to supervise also. You just have to put everything in a pot and then let it cook. You can either use the cooker or alarm thing or whatever, there are so many ways to work around it. So time is not an issue actually.
Very true. Some say that it's very boring. They don't have interest in cooking. So what to do?
So when you say something is boring, that means either you don't know the thing properly or you don't want to know it. Okay.
Correct.
Why you don't want to know it? We have already quoted so many reasons that one has to know why cooking is so important. But then you don't know it properly. That means that you have not taken keen interest in something. So in that case, you can get inspired with some online recipes. You can see the visuals of the recipes or videos of the recipes and strive on how you can make that happen. As and when you get to know them well, you will start having mastery, and when you start having mastery over anything, it cannot be boring for you.
Then some people have the fear of failure. They feel that if they cook something and serve it to their people, how would they feel, or would they like it or not? So that fear keeps them away from cooking.
Yes. So if Sachin Tendulkar, after becoming what he was, if he had stopped going to the middle and say that, I fear bowling because at 99 I get out, he would have never become a legend like that. He has failed multiple times, multiple number of times. Even after becoming legend also, he still went out to the batting, and then, he got out. So he did not have that fear of failure because he paid attention in the details. Each and every video he used to see and then, work upon his own weakness. So similarly, cooking is not as great as, playing a cricket or something. It's not that rocket science anyway, end of the day. It of course needs a lot of interest and in order to have the mastery over it. But if you pay attention, definitely you're going to have one. So fear of failure is only good before you start the cooking. Once you are at it, you have to go all out.
So the only solution to that is start cooking, right?
Start cooking, yes.
So the next thing is people think that it becomes a mess after cooking, and how to clean that mess. So they avoid cooking.
So I'll tell you what, like when I started cooking, I used to do this a lot. And for example, I used to cut the vegetables, and the peel of the vegetable was a heap, and I would not clear that. Then I would go to the next step and start using vessel after vessel and pile it in the sink. End of the cooking, then I would notice that right from the peel to the mess that is created to washing the utensils, it was a huge task. Obviously, I used to be very much frustrated with that. Then I started employing this method, that is clear and clean one thing at a time. So the moment I peel and cut the onions, the peels have to go into the dustbin. The moment I take a utensil and then done with it, instead of keeping it in the sink, I would wash it immediately. By doing that, you will not only save time, but you will also save a lot of work at the end of all the cooking that you are saying. So it is not as messy.
So that's a good practice.
Yes.
And few people say that...
Stop. there is no hurdle, whatever it is an excuse for cooking, because whatever you're going to say, there has to be some way, because end of the day, reasons are reasons,
Excuses are
excuses. So let us see some great inspiring quotes.
The only real stumbling block is fear of failure. In cooking, you have got to have a what the hell attitude, says Julia Child.
She was a famous cook from France. And this person, Craig Claiborne, who was a famous food critic, he says, cooking is at once child's play and adult joy, both together. And cooking done with care is an act of love. Such an inspiring and indulging quote.
True. The discovery of a new dish does more for the happiness of mankind than the discovery of a star. Anthem Brillet Severin.
I don't think that he was exaggerating when he said this, because a discovery of a new dish can save millions of people, and the discovery of a star could brighten up only few scientists' minds. That's all.
Very true.
Said on a lighter note, but whatever I said, there is some fact in it. That brings us to the end of this session. Let us look at what is there in the next session.